It's a guy you know pretty well.
Yeah, Matt's fantastic. Matt Boyd, who we're getting ready to talk to. Went to Oregon State. He was a pitcher there. I've known him back in his college days, and here at the Tigers doing his thing. But, man, the work he's doing in Africa is amazing. That's why we got you on, Matt. Hey, Matt, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Good, sir. All right, so, yeah, so tell us what you have going on. We know the story, but for the folks at home, what you and your organization have going on. I know your wife's a big part of what you guys are doing in Africa as well.
Yeah, so about, a little over a year ago now, my wife and I started a nonprofit called Kingdom Home. And what it is it's a children's home based in Uganda. There's 4 homes in Uganda now, and it rescues children from the sex trade through prevention. So it's an awesome mission. My wife's the executive director. She's in it every single day. But the true heroes are the house parents over there that are just pouring into these kids. We started with 36 children. I think even last time I was on the show, about a year ago, we were at 36 children getting back from our first trip, and then now we're at now Kingdom Home's up to 146 children, and
wow.
They're just providing they all have their own bed, they get 3 meals a day, they get an education, and they're living as children should. So it's pretty awesome, and we just got back from our last trip, and it was awesome.
Hey, Matt, last year you were just walking on faith talking about how many homes you were trying to add and how many kids you've got to. So obviously you added another 110. They got their own beds. Describe to our viewers at home the setting and where the houses are and how you were able to come about that.
Yeah, so basically, initially it was started out with a lady named Dorothy. She had reached out to an organization called Remember New that is the same exact mission as us. It's what my wife actually used to work for. She reached out to Ashley. She reached out to Remember New, and Remember New reached out to us, knowing that we wanted to start our own nonprofit, and especially in this realm. And so basically, through the process of it, her story was that she's 29 years old, and she has 4 children of her own, but she has 36 children under her care, and they
Wow.
were all children that was on a bus that was intercepted on the way to a brothel, or children that are orphaned that when a child's orphaned, the likelihood of them going into the sex trade in some capacity is extremely high. So those are the children that Kingdom Home brings in, and basically it started with her. We partnered with her, and we through some awesome support back home, hundreds of people have sponsored children on our website at kingdomhome.org, and and then through various fundraisers, we've actually grown, and we've taken on more children at risk, and up to 4 homes now. And then basically what that picture that you're looking at there, that was a well that was dug on the new land that was raised money for this last year. So it's 12.6 acres. It has room for 6 homes, and the goal now is we've raised money for 2 homes. We're halfway through our 3rd. Goal by the end of the year is to get 4 homes raised money for. And all the children that are currently in homes right now in Uganda, we're renting all those. They'll be on that new land together. And there's room for 2 more homes after that. Hopefully we can grow and get some more children. Bring in some more children that are at risk. And yeah, so it'll be it's growing, and it's special right now.
So kingdomhome.org.
Yeah.
How much money are you trying to raise? What's the vision here at the end of the day?
Yeah. So the land is paid for. It's owned now. We've raised money for the first 2 homes. They're $50,000 each. We're halfway through the 3rd one, and our goal is to basically finish that last half of that $50,000 and then raise another $50,000 this year. So 4 homes can, we'll have the funding for 4 homes, and then when the time comes, it'll we'll just construction starting in the next few weeks on the first one. We can just continue that all the way through, and it's just they can all be on the land together. And the cool part is Juice Plus has donated a farm. There's the well was donated already. Someone has donated a soccer field. So it's like, it's all coming together. And it's like, the land is just so special. Out on this last trip, we took our, it was a vision trip. So there was some pastors and some partners who are partnering with the organization. And we also brought some board members and Spencer Turnbull. And we showed them the scope of everything. We visited each home, and then we visited the land, and it was pretty awesome. We got to, walk the land, pray over it, and it's so beautiful. There's a little river on the edge of it. At the other edge of it, there's a forest, and you can see all the monkeys kind of swinging out of it. And on the land, there were jackfruit trees and avocado trees, and now there's a beautiful well, and the school's right across the street. So it was pretty cool to kind of see the whole scope of it and what it's kind of growing to, what it's grown in the last year. And it was cool to show it to people who haven't been there and say, you know what, like, look what could come to be on this land. And that's our goal for this coming year. So it's exciting.
I mean, you can tell just, by listening to you talk about, Kingdom Home, just how fulfilling it is, for you, because you are, you light up. When you're talking about all the great work that you're doing. What's the best part of this for you and Ashley?
Oh man, I gotta say, there's no personal stake in it, right? If you're getting so attached to it that you're trying to feed your own personal self, that's when you gotta kind of walk that line and say, okay, this shouldn't be self-fulfilling. But I think the coolest thing is going there, and then you see the children. I remember my first time I went over a year ago. I didn't know what to expect. Just knowing the stories and the backgrounds, that's our dog. But when you see children living as they should, kicking a soccer ball around, singing, dancing, just pure joy. That's the coolest thing. And knowing that, they were at risk or they were in a bad situation, now they're just living as any child should. That's the cool part.
Hey, Matt, when I started my foundation in Seattle and started having an impact on that community, I became a better baseball player because I knew that there was a lot more at stake than just trying to get a base hit. I wanted to perform at a higher level to be able to bring a lot of other things that way. Your career has really taken off in the last year and a half. Has this had an impact on you on the diamond?
I don't know if there's a direct impact, but like you said, I think that it's just that perspective, right? Where it's going, you have a bad game, you give up 4 or 5 in an outing, or 5 or 6, or whatever it may be, or you go for 3, and you come home, and it's just, you're just there, right? You're just present. You know that there's going to be another day, and when you think of the grand scheme of things, it puts everything in perspective, right? It's just a game. Granted, it's a living, it's an occupation, but it is just a game, and so many things that you can't be grateful for, like walking into a home after that game and there's a meal in the fridge and clean water in the faucet, wow. Sort of things like that. It's you're just grateful and knowing that you're playing for a reason bigger than yourself, and that's it puts things in perspective.
That's awesome, Matt. Thank you for the time, man.
You're special, man. Right. You and Ashley continue the great work and all the success, too.
And thank you, Fran. Thank you, Harold.